And most of you probably know this, but I do have a head injury. So I really rely on routine, and when like spatially things are out of order, it's a whoops. You know, it completely throws me off. But I think we are through this insanity with trying to go live, okay? So, how are you guys? I've really been looking forward to this evening as well. Welcome new subscribers. So happy to have all of you here in our wonderful community. This is formerly Queen's Tarot. I chose Quiet Like the Forest because I felt like when we're restarting this whole thing that we're in an asymmetrical war and we're just always on the receiving it. And so I just wanted to adopt a little bit a sense of Sun Tzu, the art of war. And that is actually where the name comes from, Quiet Like the Forest, Swift as the Wind. What is it? I should know it. Swift as the wind, quiet like the forest, conquer as a fire, steady as the mountain. Okay? And so that's where we are, because this is some insane crap that's going on. Let me say hello to you guys, okay? Hi, you guys. Oh, thank you, Marie. Marie, Just Joy, Karen, and Stace. Hi, Nancy, Sam, and Astronomy. Greetings, good people. Hi, Renee and Brenda and Cynthia and Kathy McConnell, Antoinette's granddaughter, and Louisa. Hi, Sandy and Melinda. I think we're all here. Electra. Did I get everyone? Charlie C. Sage of Fire. Rosie. Rosie Grammy. Virginia Gloria Dean. Emmy. Oh, we'll tell you something good, Emmy. Hi, Teresa. Yes, Julia, we see all of our favorite people here. Debbie and Carol. Nice to see you guys. So, I chose this quote tonight. If you're near the enemy, make him believe you are far away. If you are far from the enemy, make him believe you are near. And that is exactly how this week has leapt dimensionally for me, like forwards and backwards, and like who are the main characters. And it just has been a lot of moving forward and backwards and different layers and different levels of people. And this week is the first time like the loyalists to the Constitution and like the moles in the cabinet. This is the first time I just felt all of that kind of leap forward and super present. In the past, it has been there, but very quiet and very on the perimeter. So that definitely has a totally different feel for me this week. There are many things that I want to share with you, plus the rabbit hole that I went down last night, was last night or the day before, just trying to find Felonia's date of naturalization, and that is really important as to what's going on as well. We are in this really weird space where the moon is in Pisces. It's the last sign of the zodiac for the new moon solar eclipse in Aries. She's like pulling up the caboose. The North Node is there, meaning kind of where we are growing towards, and the South Node is what we're releasing. But we've had the Venus-Saturn conjunct together and conjunct the North Node, and as that was happening, we were seeing people like stand up with authority for their values. You know, you have the Harvard going and suing the administration, and then last I saw there were 180 colleges and universities that signed on. You see people going to places where people are being held in these ice camps, and they are standing up for them, and people are being a little bit more vocal. There is some more momentum going on here, and the media covering the marches just floored me. So we've had this third quarter moon. We're in this lunation of the third quarter moon that was on Sunday night. And this quarter moon, it triggered a lot of things. Oh my gosh. It most importantly triggered the Jupiter-Pluto square from 2022 that takes out the gnats. And I can only call them gnats because AI is not liking my gnats ease. So when I say gnats, you guys know what I'm talking about. That triggered it. In fact, I did a 1-minute short on Donald's horrible, awful inauguration chart, and it totally talks about this Jupiter-Pluto square that takes out these gnats. Well, we are reactivating that. We are also in this eclipse weather, and wow, there's just so many things getting pulled in from so many different directions. And Don Julio is absolutely losing his edge. He's had to retract several things. So what I wanted you guys to know, and Jupiter, law, our highest goals, higher self, higher learning, higher philosophies, it's law enforcement. That has been at 19 degrees Gemini, and that is the north node from January 6th. So I've been feeling around the edges, and there's so much related to that. And central characters, we're going to say Felonia, okay? I'm like getting a totally new, different dimension on him as well. But man, oh man, is this... Okay. We will talk about that rabbit hole. I just want you guys to know the things that I have been looking at. Of course, DC, the Supreme Court. And where you notice these yellow points, not the green yellow. Well, yeah, the green yellow. Anywhere you notice these yellow points, those are for moles and loyalists. Okay. Then I did this one with Peter and Signal and Department DOD. But then I wish I wrote a date on here. Is it signified elsewhere? In the middle of doing these things, who was it? I think it was related to when we found out about Signal again. All of a sudden, PUTz Biden pops into my mind, and like he's getting up and he's walking, it's like almost like he got a notification of something. And it's like he gets up. We're gonna get cards on this. It's like he gets up and it's like he's walking back towards the White House, and he's got this notification, and he's just businesslike, and then he like gets on the phone and he takes note of it. And so that, I don't know if you guys remember this last fall, PUTz sent a military ship out to the Indian Ocean. And when he did that, all of a sudden I had Anchors Away blaring through my brain, which is a victory song for the Navy. So I had to, I had to add that to it as well. What? You can't die, computer? Okay. It died. I have to reboot. So I can't see you guys right now, but I'll just keep talking. So that was very prominent. Around the time we kept getting more and more information with Peter. This is the 1 a.m. ruling. There's such a, I was saying last time, I think I met with you guys, there's such a strong presence of the rusher and deals and money and the war, and destruction. So I wanted to look more about that. Well, this is about what is Don Julio doing with the rusher with Venus and Pluto. And it really shows the back and forth and how they're exchanging things. I wrote a note here. This feels very secret. The rusher networks, shock and awe here. Terrorists, lone terrorists, political violence, more dictator, overturn laws, civil rights oh geez. So anyway, that it's kind of like this commotion that we're having on the ground. That's what it really describes to me. We're going to talk about these lone wolf actors, and it's more like what Don Julio and PUTz are planning. Then I'm asking, why does he need Peter at DOD? Well, what it turns out, the reason why he needs him there is because he's the back channel, and he's got that massive budget for for DOD. And the reason why he has his lawyer on that other signal chat is because the lawyer then, his personal lawyer, not DOD lawyer, but his personal lawyer, then has to carry out the deals behind the scenes, that making these legal agreements with payments. This is why he's here. Then I wanted to know what this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction was blowing up, and it's blowing up a lot. Why Don Julio's ruining the economy and him committing economic genocide. This is the moles in his cabinet, legislators that know about the election being stolen, how they know Felonium was included, and what are we going to find out about last year, and the GOP rebellion with what's going on. We have the DOD loyalists, FBI loyalists. This is why am I too chill? I did that video the other day. This is the movement to remove him. Who's greenlighting this? I swear to God, he got talked to. If Peter is removed, then I wanted an update on NLRB, the GOP's fury, and the oligarchs who want Don Julio out. They're done with him. So those are the things that I was looking at. I know that's a big list. I said we were going to grab cards for PUTz. Let me sign in here and join you. I've been debating whether or not to get a new laptop because of the tariffs, but obviously that hasn't happened. So, ooh, the Ace of Swords. So I want to know, PUTz got a notification, this vision, and then he had to check in with, he was checking in with our NATO allies, I think. Then he checked in with them, and then some things were happening here. So I just want to see, show me PUTz. Just show me PUTz. PUTz Biden. He gets a notification, ping. This is his notification. He has to go talk to so-and-so because this. It's like it feels like something is set. Oh, that was after the second Peter signal chat. So something is set. And how is this going to relate to Don Julio right now? Strength. They got some strong signals, strong plans. It almost feels like a coronation to me. But this is also Russia strength, and I can't help but think about that again because there's so much Russia in this chart at the third quarter moon. Okay, where are you guys? Okay. Justice! The scales of justice. So strong information, deliberate, it goes building upon justice, and the Queen of Pentacles. I just felt like this is NATO. NATO, something that has been well established that they've been building up to. Okay? So, let's see, where am I? Oh my gosh, I am just way. Refresh. Okay, so this is PUTz Biden. The Five of Wands reversed. Ooh! So Five of Wands, like you're in a fight and you are in it for a long time. This is like you have to restructure things. Well, this is breaking out of that. They're able to break out of something because he got this notification, the Two of Pentacles. This is the thing that of why I was so chill, because they got more data and information to break this I don't want to call it a stalemate, but they've been really stuck in wanting to move forward with some stuff. Okay, why are you... Okay, my computer says it's December 31st. Oh, come on. What is going on? I'm sorry, you guys. Come on. I want to see you guys. Sorry, you guys. Okay, do I have Wi-Fi? Okay. I might not be able to talk to you guys at all tonight, which really sucks because I like hanging out with you guys. Let me try a different browser really quick. Okay. So anyway, this is PUTz. He gets the notification. He goes over with this information, the Eight of Pentacles. So that reading I did that he's done was the Seven of Pentacles. It was almost like stockpiling. Well, Eight of Pentacles, this is activating another dimension of whatever it is that they're building. And it goes to this entity. Oh, the Fool. They're building up their case for the Fool. That is Don Julio. He's caught. He's done. Covered in the Ace of Wands. Time to take action. Getting this information so that other entity can know they have the goods, the Pentacles, and it's like a new thing to start. And this relates to Don Julio. The Four of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, he's always the Four of Pentacles sitting on stuff. But here it's reversed. It's almost like it throws him off his throne, so to speak. It creates instability for Don Julio. And this is Donald. The Star. He is the pinpoint. You know what? In all these Taroscopes I've been doing, I have not drawn the card, this Star. The Star. Who is this? The challenge being the Four of Wands. Is that the White House? No, it's the Three of Wands. He's got a target. They're targeting him. I think these are with the deals that he's making, the Three of Wands. What does this have to do with money going to transnational? Money going... money. Oh, the Lovers. That's him and PUTz going transnationally. The Ten of Pentacles. Oh my gosh. So they have the evidence leading them to the Ten of Pentacles. A dynasty. It could be any autocrat sitting at the top of the... Oh my gosh. That's crazy. How are you guys doing? I can't see you, but I'm going to try again. Ooh, are we coming up now? Here we go. It's okay, please get me to my video. Oh, I have to sign in from scratch. My goodness. I'm so sorry, you guys. Talk amongst yourselves. What the heck happened? Oh, I am... Okay. Oh, boy. What is going on with my thing? Okay, I'm almost there, you guys. I'm almost there. Okay, so that was PUTz. Here we go. Please bring me back. Please bring me... Here we go. I should be... now I'm going to... Okay. I think I'm just about ready to go. Yes, there we are. There we are. And I think this is going to start me from the start. You guys, thank you so much for your patience. Can you tell that maybe my Mercury and Saturn are in exact crosshairs with transit Mars, transit Sun, and transit Pluto? This is totally upheaval, problems, Mercury. I'm getting it everywhere. So I am not surprised this is happening. Hopefully this is the last time. Skip. Okay. Hi. There we go. Someone's talking about Flipper Delphian. Karen thinks that they were waiting for his numbers to take. Yeah, he and this tariff thing, I really feel like someone said, stop it. I feel like they said, stop it, or the GOP is going to take you out. We're done with these tariffs. Did that really happen? Let's read on that. Yeah, Destiny. Let's see. Did someone really say that? Okay. This is them. Oh, this is Donald. Oh my gosh. These are public servants. It is just day-to-day ongoing things. This is Donald, sacrifice. I feel like someone said to him, knock it off or you're out. So did someone say knock it off? You're out. There is so much fury and rage. And I think that, the Republicans are going to be given more leeway to speak. This feels more like corporate. It feels like donors. And it's just like an Ace of Wands. They're like, listen, I'm sick of this and this. Do this or you're out. And we don't care. We don't care. Ooh, that's a big old judgment, a big fat judgment. They have crossed the threshold. Cannot take it anywhere. You're being too destructive. There's Pluto. We're very passionate and we mean it. It's like we're all on the same side. We are united against you. Four of Swords. Look, that crow fell over. This is your last chance. We're done. Take it or leave it. So this is them, the Queen of Swords, like an entity. Donors, oligarchs, not even a nation, but it's the billionaires, them as a class and a group, and like all of the other groups that they're associated with. And I feel a little bit of SCOTUS here. And they kind of matched up a little bit with the moles. We have the Emperor. We made you Emperor, Don Julio. We're really sick. There's that Eight of Pentacles and strength. Made you Emperor. We've been watching. We have the experts with the economy. We have a really strong case. They're like, stop it. Stop. Look at that. The Eight of Wands. This is coming so fast and furious. They need things to slow down because he's just too much of a nutcase. The Four of Cups. That's your offer. Slow the F down. This is Don Julio. God. The Ace of Swords. He's just, his dumb ideas, screwing stuff up, just slashing and burning. Slow the F down, because we will have them, the Three of Cups reverse. They will have you removed. We are no longer in this thing together. I mean, these are the branches of government, and the Knight of Wands. We have no problems taking our people and resources away from you. The base of this is the Six of Cups. We've been here before. We've done this before. We're done here. I'm getting such a strong we're done here. Isn't that crazy? Oh, who said that, Julia? I just hear a Major League Empire shouting, "You're out." Exactly. They are done. And so the sense I was getting, then all of a sudden he's like, well, we'll have a deal with China. We're going to have, and then, oh, well, the car automakers, they can like maybe have, get relief from the tariffs. He is walking it all back. Okay, Don Julio, your dumb tariffs, and you're expecting a deal with China. That's Donald, and the one on the right is... He's like, yeah, we're going to have a deal. Donald. He's been provoked. He's trying to provoke China, the red flag country. This is in the skies. The 10th house. This is what's crowning this whole deal. It's like he's trying to poke him and provoke him, but they have superiority over this because they have everybody backing them, and he's realizing, everyone's realizing, the United States could lose, and we don't want that. So, Don Julio, has someone told you we could lose this trade war? Ooh, that's the trade war. What's at risk here for Donald? This is what he's risking. He's risking it all with his trade war. This is just so much upheaval. So he's not the emperor anymore, and he's not quite overthrown. This is like the last straw. So he's like, we're going to have a deal. We're going to have a deal. We're going to have a deal. Where is it? What is he trying to hide here? There's a lot of shame here. And the red flag country is like, a deal? Really? What's the... Going forward? Yes, they want to go forward. They are standing strong and confident. Here we go. Don Julio, his magnificent, impulsive idea to slash and burn with tariffs. The Ace of Swords. We have the Four of Cups. We're going to have a deal. That's just a measly little 4. He hasn't thought this out. If he wants to make a deal, he should be all the way at the 10 to complete this. But because he's impulsive, this is where we are. And this is the end. The freaking end. It's his last chance for a deal with China. It's his last chance. So he's like, yeah, we're going to have a deal. We're going to have a deal. Oh, look at that. The world. It's come full circle. This is the last chance. This is it. This is your last. This is his last rendezvous with these freaking tariffs and the economy. We're going to have a deal. I'm going to offer you this deal, but he is not confident. Oh, there's that 8 of Pentacles again. He can't back this up. He is no art of the deal. He is just, it's going to be a bad deal. He knows he's doomed. And the red flag country is like, you want a deal? The 7 of Wands. So that's like having the upper hand. They definitely have the upper hand on him. Fine, we'll move on. The Ace of Wands. We will move on with a new plan. And they're strong. They are standing strong. The Hanged Man, they know he's caught. They have got him wrapped up. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh. Okay. I know Antoinette's granddaughter, they are losing billions in travel. And, you know, I so miss our Canadian neighbors to the north, but I'm totally 100% behind them to boycott. If this is what it takes to get everyone to wake up, and pray tell they don't elect that PP guy, Pierre, who is like now wearing orange makeup, I guess. Ugh, I don't know when their election is. It seems like they've been voting forever. How's this election going? Dare I do this? Because I never want to touch elections. Ooh, this is the election. There is interference going on here. But it's also, I keep getting, this election is so tightly secure. What's going in? Oh, I bet they're watching Starlink. Okay, what is going on? This is the election. Down here, Canada's election. This is just kind of there's so much security around this. They are totally protecting themselves from interference. We have, like Starlink, other low orbit satellites, and wireless devices. Ooh, the devil. The devil is stuck to this election. The devil. They want to get this right. And they know that they're dealing with the devil to the south and across the Pacific. The King of Swords. They are planning for this. All hands on deck. All intel agencies. All legal matters. They want this protected. And the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like they are planning for all things that can go wrong, but it's a go. It's a go. I feel like that's the winner too. Maybe. Okay, so what's at the foundation of this? We have the Three of Cups, securing this election. They've been consulting with many entities within their own nation about this. This is the Two of Cups. We have two candidates. They're very proud about how they're preparing for this election. And we have the Nine of Wands. It's burdensome in the fact that people are so passionate about the nation and moving forward. There is that edge of having to be on guard and defend self. In skies, they are protecting from, I said Starlink. That is a Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. They're linked in the sky, one after the other. This is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. They're watching how it works. This is a low orbit satellites. The Eight of Wands. Wow. They're watching those pings, how fast other information comes in. This is like wireless things, and the scales of this is not the scales of well, it is, but it's also watching the vote count, and is it just okay? Are you guys? Tell me you are going to use the post-election audit. The Queen of Pentacles, yes, that they are securing many ways to ensure that this is a fair, free election that is protected from interference. Oh my gosh, you guys, when you vote, yes, we want them to elect Carney. Yes. Yes. Sig Intel knows all. He also fired Starlink, and they did? You know what? I think I heard about that. They were trying to move away from Starlink. I did hear that. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to put this back here. Okay, you guys, I need to tell you about this rabbit hole that I went down. I went down this rabbit hole because we are having the Saturn-Neptune conjunction is coming up. The Saturn, this is just so interesting. So right now we have Neptune is at 0 degrees Aries. And Neptune is going to move into Aries, out, and it'll come back. Meanwhile, Saturn is going to be moving into Aries. And likewise, it's going to go into Aries, it'll go back, and it'll come forth. But when they both meet here, I think it gets really close this year, but when they're exact is 2026. The last time we had the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, that was in 1989, and in November, the Berlin Wall fell. And so I was just like, wow, we're kind of set up in the same regard, except this is a square now. This was in Capricorn, and now it's a square. And what is happening? Well, 1989, that was a divided Europe, and they're becoming more unified. 1989, then we had the collapse of the Soviet Union. What do we have now? PUTz trying to make Russia great again. And the other thing that happened in 1989, that is when in October 1989, Don Julio took out an ad against the Central Park Five, calling for the death penalty to return and something else. This is when we were given Don Julio. So now we have Don Julio. It's been stirring the pot this whole time with tyranny and supremacy. It's been an asset of the Russia. When did that start? In the 80s at some point? Trying to be a tyrant. It is not working out very well for him. How are you guys? Oh, he got his undergrad from Harvard and he played on their hockey team. Oh my gosh. I love him. I love him even more. Yeah, democracy was flourishing around the world with Obama. Okay, so this is what happened. And then for whatever reason, I'm like, well, 1989, for some reason I'm like, how does Felonia play into this? I don't even know where I got that connection. So Felonia is born in 1971. And oh, I know why it was. Because in 1989, he went to Canada. In 2002, he was naturalized in the U.S. And that's when SpaceX, I think, was incorporated. Okay? Even though he's totally illegally here. And so I'm like, wait a minute. I want to know when he was naturalized. And I could not find a date. I started scouring. I don't even know how I got into the FOIA requests, but somehow I landed in FOIA requests. The best I could do is that I saw SpaceX incorporated, I think, or on March 14th, 2002. And I would like to think that he was naturalized before then. So that's his, you know what I mean? So now I'm like, I just want a date. So I have no idea how I got into this, but I start getting into these FOIA requests, and this is what's freaking me out. And I know this all has to be connected to now. So, okay, so there is looking into FOIA regarding Falonia. In 2015, 2017, there was a FOIA request about the Clinton administration at the Clinton Library. And on this day, they were wanting information about Falonia. Then they wanted to know about President Clinton and his phone call with PUTz in September 2020. And then they wanted to know about Clinton's correspondence regarding South Africa. Can't make this up. And then in November 2015, I'm pretty sure. I don't have that. I didn't write down the year. I think this is November 15th, 2015. There comes in another FOIA request in a row. These are the names that come across right in a row. It's like this huge batch. They need something on Thiel. Musk, Thiel. Mark Andreessen. I don't know why I know that name. He might have been an ambassador at one time. Then Thiel, then Musk, Andreessen, and then Sergei Kislyak. What? And then the next request is photos of Kislyak. The next request is of Kislyak. And then the next two requests are of Mulvaney. Then they want to know Clinton financial disclosures of 93, 94, 96, 99, and a September 25 report on the Secretary of State and El Salvador. On February 8th, they wanted files on Don Julio. It gets really... Can you believe what? Okay, so then I had to continue on where? Oh my God. So archives continued. Then someone else requests the same exact archives with the Thiel, Musk, Kislyak. Then in 2023, they're FOIA'd. They want all photos and videos of Falonia and President Obama. April 2014, May 2015. They want information about April 15, 2010, when President Obama toured SpaceX. And then on June 26, 2018, Don Julio's sworn in 2017. So this is a year and a half later. Don McGahn, White House counsel, he FOIAs. The White House Office of Records of Management relating to Falonia. They have 4 pages. Then he requests in the same order photos of Kislyak. There's 25 assets. And they want photos of him with George W. Bush at the airport in Moscow. They want the May 8th, 2005 photos of Laura Bush at the airport in Moscow. And then they want pictures of when Sergei was in the Oval Office on September 17th, 2008. Then there's another request, 23 pages regarding Kislyak, George Bush, all of his correspondence with Kislyak, and pictures of all the people that he was photographed with in Russia. Why the hell does Don McGahn need that stuff? I know I got cards right in front of me, but is that not so bizarre? So as I'm looking at all this, I'm like, yeah, there's absolutely a connection then, of course, blah, 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 with, we're going to look at Falonia. I'm just going to draw cards quickly. Show me Don McGahn. Don McGahn, why are you doing all these requests? The government, because I'm using government resources. Here we have Don McGahn. Them again. Because at the heart of it is this, the heart of it is this, the heart of it is this. And what does it mean for the election in 2016? Because in 2017, FOIA was in the at a meeting on February 3rd, not even a month into his first term, and he's introducing himself. Don Julio has this big meeting with all these important people that I want to make sure you all get to know each other. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. How are you guys doing? Isn't that different from him buying it over? Okay, Renee, I don't know exactly. I know the March 14th, 2002 date was relevant to SpaceX because I was looking for his naturalization date. I couldn't find it. So I just stuck with that date. It was just something important, I guess, when it was announced. I don't know. I don't know what its status was. So that's the best I can answer that question. Constance, Andreessen, I think, is from Scandinavia. Not sure which country. Friend of Lindsay. What? Andreessen, Lindsay. Okay, do you see my layout here? Oh my God. Don McGann. I'm setting this out because what's your challenge, Don McGann? This is my challenge, but he's saying it's actually more of Don Julio barking at him. Why Peter Thiel? I want this FOIA on Thiel. I want this FOIA on Elon Felonio. I want this on Sergey. Because at the heart of the matter with Thiel is this, Felonia is this, Sergey is this. Oh. We have the election. I don't want to get my cards wet. This is the election 2016. And what did they each do? Because you guys, the timeline gets even wonkier. Just before 2016, just before the election, before Starlink was launched in 2019, they were still like experimenting with other wireless entities and orbiting things and reading data and wireless. My gosh, I was like reading all this stuff and I'm like, did they test this on 2016? Did they? So I think I just got to guess that they were testing stuff out in 2016. Okay, show me and Teresa, Lindsay. The heart of the matter for you guys is this, and they relate to this election this way. What a mess. The Five of Cups. Now, you guys know, in the other tarot deck, the Five of Cups for me has always shown as the person, you know, like there's a bridge. There's like a castle in the background. There's a bridge. There's water here. And then you have a person there with the Five of Cups. 3 knocked down, 2 standing up. Oh my gosh, these are like pinging towers. And I have always said that is an American who, like if there's a back channel or is a back channel to a different nation, they go back and forth. They're the middleman on what they exchange. So we're talking about middlemen, the magician, manipulation, Don Julio, manipulation, and the tower. And it was this Trump Tower. I think they were under fire because by then, oh gosh, what was going on? It was Comey fired by then, and then there was a Steele dossier. I think there was a bunch of Russia coming out by then. So it's like trying to get a leg up on what's ahead. So this is Americans working that election. We have Don McGahn making these FOIA to end something. He wants to put an end to something. This is in 2018. Oh no, this was covering him. This is him, the Queen of Wands. So he is White House counsel. So he's in charge of that entity legally. And remember, I said Don Julio is breathing down his neck to get something, to end something. And the challenge, because he has, is the Hierophant, the government. Don Julio has a problem with the government. Nope, his pals have a problem with the... That's it, his Russia pals have a problem with the government. But we're going to... FOIA's Teal. The strength of what he does. And no, it's his Russia connections. And how he builds them up, keeps them strong. We have Felonia, the Empress. That is the guy that is the direct one-to-one contact with Mother Russia. And Felonia has the goods. He has the goods on how to do it. And Sergei FOIA, the Ten of Wands. He's the burden. This was the plan that was taken, they were following. Like the Ace of Wands, you initiate something to take off. Well, they got it. They completed what was meant to be completed with the election. And these three, at the heart of the FOIA, for Teal is the sun. The challenge of the sun electing Donald. Oops. Elon, the challenge, why I need this FOIA. The Hanged Man. How to get out of this, make sure they're covering their bases. They don't want to set Felonia up for something because he's out there making things happen. And that heart of the matter with Sergei, we have the Eight of Cups. Coming back to something, but also I get a lot of times setting something up for someone else. So he was the setup. This is the 2016 election. Oh, there's that Eight of Pentacles. Oh my gosh, this Eight of Pentacles sure is coming up a lot. The Eight of Pentacles, they've been practicing over and over and over how this is going to work out. Eight of Pentacles. This was, who was this? Teal, the Four of Pentacles. He has the strength to be, the resources to just kind of hammer down on something and hold the line. I'm going to guess that's with data and influence. Felonia is the Queen of Swords. He's kind of like team leader who's figured out the intel to get this done. With Sergei, the Seven of Wands, so they can maintain the upper hand and fight back, I think, and win. We have over here Andreessen, who was also FOIA'd because he was the go-to guy. The Ace of Wands, he takes the next step in this. He's pals with Lindsay, the Knight of Swords, who is in the Senate and can exert his influence. Oh, he's like a contact with him. He runs messages back and forth. Together, the lovers. Are they really lovers? I'm not going there. Ew. My hands just went ew. Okay. But this has also been Don Julio and PUTz. They just really, really, really want to make this happen. And it relates to the election because the Knight of Wands. This is like withdrawing support, withdrawing action. Oh, there's a big old fight going on. Okay, Don Julio wants McGahn to end the Russia stuff, and he wants to make sure all these people are covered because they had major roles in whatever they did over here. And he wants to also get ahead of the FBI. That's what it is, get ahead of the FBI. Can you guys believe this? This is crazy. Oh, pause. I did. Ooh. I know Aqua Blue it so much. Julie R. Snowden and yes, because, and that's why I think Julian was holed up in that embassy, because it's kind of what the threat, if he left, was so great that PUTz would have had him pew, pew, pew. And I always felt like even though he was in a jail in the embassy, he was safe. But he just kind of went crazy at the end, having to be there when he was like wiping his feces on the wall. But I always saw him as, well, there's video we saw. Yeah, all of them. So that's the heart of it. So the reason why I went back to 2016 is because in those FOIA records, I got the transcript. Oh, there goes my throat. I got the transcript of that meeting that was February 3rd. And Don Julio saying, yes, I just wanted to get everybody together. And these are people I think you should know. So, Felonia, 2016. I didn't know he was at that meeting in the Oval then, of such importance. And now he's back. It didn't work out in 2020, but now 2024. Isn't this crazy? McGahn was a top election campaign lawyer and became White House lawyer for 45. He was an election campaign lawyer. In 2008, McGahn was Federal Election Commission nominated by GWB Bush. Well, that sure... This is what we need to look at Bush just really quickly and his elections, and then we will take a break. Well, that explains stuff. Okay. So that's why the reason why they had to FOIA W. Related to being in Russia. And how he won elections. Because I didn't feel like even he won his elections. W's elections. Okay, 9th house. So this is the law. I totally feel McGahn all over this. His expertise. So this is Russia. Like all those photos in Russia. Was this compromise on him, investigating him, solar eclipse? They solar eclipsed him. That's kind of like solar eclipsing GW Bush. I think this is why he's been kept quiet all these years. Okay. We need to FOIA him because we've got something going on over here about him that could threaten us. As it relates to the Russia. And Don McGahn helped take care of what with his elections? Oh my God. The Eight of Pentacles. What? The Eight of Pentacles. This is they've got a machine going with elections. They have got a formula and a plan. The Three of Swords were, okay, there you go. His treason. GW, some treason. To keep that under wraps. The King of Pentacles. Because there's money involved here. So they're FOIA'd this about Bush because the Four of Wands, he's in the White House. He got to the White House, and the challenge was with justice, the scales of justice, because of that election with Al Gore and the dumb hanging chads. Because there was a question. Yeah, he didn't win that. But it's related to the rusher because the High Priestess. The secret is out with the rusher. These are all the pictures in rusher. The Four of Pentacles. They're sitting on what they have. The Ten of Pentacles. So he had help. I wonder if he had money help to win. There's a secret that he knows they could blackmail him with on being able to sit on the election and get to the top. And Don McGahn said, yeah, I judge this to be okay. This is how we're going to do it. Oh my gosh. Can we ever be free of Russia election interference in this millennia? Oh my gosh. It's just how long we're just going to keep letting it go on and on and on. But what started this whole FOIA inquiry had to do with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction of 1989 and the fall of the Berlin Wall. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I'm going to get my clock. We're going to take a 3-minute break. I got to clear my head. Can you believe this, you guys? Julie, I rooted for the shoe. Yeah, no kidding. That was something else. Oh, it was Bondi. Made sure he won. And she cast an illegal electoral ballot in 2016. Cisco Systems were involved in it. Connell was to testify about it. Julie, our cocaine trafficking would be my guess. My gosh, you guys are good. Okay, take a quick break. We'll see you soon. second, you guys. Okay. Okay. I am back. And I know, boy. Okay. Is there something else we need to be talking about? I had this whole big list. So this... Okay, wait. Blah, 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 blah. So, I think... Was it the last live we did? I gotta sit down. That to watch... That this whole cycle would be related to the Jupiter-Pluto square that happened in 2022. Can you guys see that? Takes out the gnats. In November, that, Assad went. And then Donald's inauguration activated it. The Mars went into Leo at 0 degrees, which activates this because this was at 0 degrees in 2022. And coincidentally, on election day, Mars was 0 Leo. I think there's a lot of election stuff that might be coming up. The other interesting thing that happened on election day, so Venus votes winnings was at 22 degrees Sagittarius. This is Donald's natal moon, but that was just severely lunar eclipsed since election day when we had that lunar eclipse in Virgo. So this is touching a lot with the election. You guys, there is something ready to go. I mean, but it's almost like I just feel like there's this whooshing momentum. It's almost like a tsunami and things wash out to sea and then we come back and chill. So, because of all these things, I was watching this week the news specifically, what would be related to breaking up gnats. Well, the one gnat that got his arse handed to him was Felonia and the Trump Tesla. Oh my gosh, 71%. Hello, that's getting broken apart. This takes out gnats. We're coming up to the Saturn-Neptune conjunction because we've already got Saturn in Aries. This is the next Saturn-Neptune conjunction, and PUTz seems to be on track again for another massive failure. And because Don Julio's connected to him, another massive failure. Democracy wins. The New World Order post-World War II is held up. Yay, Zelensky. And this is why I think ICE and all this crap is going to fail. SCOTUS standing up absolutely kicked that off. A Georgia federal judge ordered Don Julio to reinstate 133 students after their F1 visas were terminated. A U.S. district judge orders reinstallment of all employees and restoration of Voice of America. Hello. Palin lost her defamation case. The 60 Minutes exec producer steps down because he can't deal with these tyrants. Harvard filed suit. 12 states today sued Don Julio in the Court of International Trade Policies regarding tariffs. And just as Don Julio had to back off and say, yeah, we're going to have a deal with the red flag state. We'll have a deal with them. and will exempt car makers from tariffs. The red flag state also warned nations against appeasing the United States in trade wars and will retaliate against those who do. Well, that's not going to stand, red flag state, especially with the Saturn-Neptune conjunction coming out, because this also takes out Nazis. Besant said that the tariffs were unsustainable. Oh, Japan was providing satellite images to Ukraine. Here we go. This goes. Oh my gosh. Do you know what else happened in October of 1989? We have, the fall of the Berlin Wall in November. In October, Don Julio takes out that ad against the Central Park Five demanding the death penalty return. There was a demonstration November 1989. Oh, because what he said. Do you guys remember this? There goes my throat. Oh, by the way, then in 1990, he has to declare bankruptcy with his casinos. But in October 1989 is when 3 Trump execs and 2 pilots died in a helicopter crash. That was a big time. That was the last Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Capricorn. We're building up to the Saturn-Neptune conjunction in Aries, which is going to square that. And it aside from this taking out Nats, this is working against tyrants. Can you guys believe this? My 3-year-old, Emmy, my 3-year-old has taught herself to point at Teslas and yell, "Yucky car, I'm going to be killed." Delphi and Charles Koch is pissed at the tariffs. I believe it. There is some big money donors that are furious, and they have lined up the Republicans to remove Don Julio if this does not end immediately. Oh yeah, so is Leonard Leo. Aqua Blue has a potty mouth. It's okay. I know. It's just so angry that we are in the position that we are in. I totally agree with you. And I promised myself at the beginning when he won that I was not giving him another ounce of adrenaline coursing through my body and anger like last time, because no more wrinkles. I've aged enough under this guy. So it's okay to be angry and scream and all that stuff. I hope you take a break and go outside and stand by some trees and just put your hands on them and just let that whole energy, that Hertz length, I don't know how many, is it what? Anyway, the frequency of the trees are very close to the human brain and the body, and it will just immediately change you back to a better, normal, stable feeling. Delphian, there was a conservative justice in the 70s that laid the groundwork for Citizens United. Reagan and Ollie North moved the ball forward. And you know what else about that? Because it always stood out to me that in 1989, because with the fall of the Berlin Wall, PUTz has always said that was the worst thing to ever happen in modern history, worse than the Holocaust. And he was just so angry, and that was kind of like his rise, because then he was just kind of like a peon in the FSB or whatever it is. And this is where he started lying and working his way up to the top. And so I heard that with them, this is the way I understand it, I could be totally wrong, with the fall of the Berlin Wall, because post-World War II, those areas were divvied up in 3 different places, 3 different countries of Nazi Germany. Okay? So you have West, East, and then this is, NATO, U.S., post-World War order. So is how things were broken up. The fall of the wall, now the East goes to the West, and PUTz said this was the worst thing that could happen because, they could no longer have that rule over people and have things be heavy-handed like that. It took away so much from their nation and splitting it up into a bunch of parts. And so it was kind of like that was his rise to power, and he came into being. And I recall it's because, I don't know, some people were questioning. I don't think there was anybody in this intelligence building that he was working in. And the people, I don't think they were looting, but they wanted to like take something over, whatever the intelligence building that he was in. He was the only one there, and he went downstairs and talked to these people who wanted to break in. And he said, no, this is full. They're ready to arrest all of you guys. Made up this big, huge lie, and then they all left. And it was just him defending this building. And that's like how that was a profound example of the power that he wields through lying. And so here we are again. We're going to have another Saturn-Neptune conjunction. The Russia's going to fall again. Democracy is going to win. And that's the trajectory for so many reasons. But we got to get this a-hole out. I was going to say something else, but I forgot. Oh, it's really interesting. Look at this. Fall of the Berlin Wall. This is in Germany. Look at this. On the ascendant, we have 5 degrees Cancer. That is USA Jupiter. You know, our luck, our fortune, our big happy family. It's also the law. It is also the higher ideals from just like a local government. Now you're going to level up and go to a NATO government and lead that. And the USA happened to have a Jupiter return almost conjunct her sun in that moment. It is so fascinating. Oh, and look at this. No wonder Don Julio hates this. At the bottom of the chart, what's anchoring this down here, the collapse, is 29 degrees Leo. That is this conjunct the star Regulus. This is Don Julio's rising sign, the king, a king. So you better believe Don Julio is pissed that this happened as well. This is what's anchored and what gives him life. And I will remind you guys about the 29th degree of Leo. It, brings military honors. It could be someone who's reckless, but strong and powerful. But oftentimes, this degree can also bring about a major fall from grace. Just falling severely from the top of your game and just bottoming out. And he's like on track to repeat this again. Rank list. Marie, today on my local news, San Diego reported that 9 zip codes in San Diego were targeted by Fed financial surveillance. Lawsuits filed. Government changed $10,000 reporting to $200 reporting for check cashing. Okay, so are these the good feds that are doing financial surveillance, or is this a Don Julio doing a financial surveillance? That San Diego, you guys, there's so much going on in San Diego and Southern California too, related even going back to 9/11 and people who were trained in California. There's so much going on over there. Julia, 1989, I was in the middle of a whole slew of Star Wars initiative bits. I love Star Wars too. Delphian, my Pluto's conjunct Regulus. King killing is fun to do. Hilarious. Okay. How are we doing? Okay, so do you guys have any questions? I know that there was more that I wanted to talk about, but I think I talked about enough here. Oh, I'm going to show you this. The card that signified the moles in his cabinet was the moon void of course, and I love that because usually when we see moon void of course, I don't like it because it means like something like a terror attack or some shooting thing is going to happen. Out of the blue, shock everyone. But that came up as a signifier for the moles in the cabinet. So that just told me whatever they're up to, they will let us know and do something sudden, shocking, and go from there. Who else had this in their first house? And what? I asked the question, how the 2024 election will be rectified in 2025, and what happens to Don Julio in 2025. That also had moon void, of course, because of the election. Now he's got that. The other thing that had this was the person who greenlights removing him. Okay, so we have remove, we have DT 2025, and we have moles. Does anybody else have this? Oh, the legislators who know about a manipulated election, that's what's feeding their chart, their tarotoscope. The GOP, there's a GOP rebellion that makes sure it targets the entire administration, and this was at the bottom of their chart, what they're trying to protect, hidden but protected. This showed up with the Loyalists in the department who's loyal to the Constitution, not Don Julio. This came up in shared resources, so they're working with someone, and there was a yod pointing to it. And also it came up for the FBI Loyalists to the Constitution and the 7th house, which is their partners. This just felt so clear and so strong. And why the mainstream media is finally reporting on stuff, because this is what's going to be unleashed at a sudden point. This relates to them knowing about Peter, Signal, stuff going on with DOD. Biden did not have it. This is a secret Don Julio's doing with the Russia. Who else had this? This card is working to dismantle crap abroad. Why he's crashing our economy, this is his partner. So people know why. There goes my throat. Know why he's doing that. And NLRB had this. It's important. And that was it. Paisley, does the sign void of course is in affect anything? Okay, so the moon void of course. Like right now, I'll explain this to you really quickly. So you have there's 30 degrees in a sign. Okay? And so there's planets all over. Let's just say they're all over like here. But when the moon is going through the sign, like right now the moon is 8 degrees Pisces. Or no, I think it's more than that. Well, the last planet the moon will touch will be, I think it's Neptune at 27 degrees. So the moon, let's say it's at like 11 degrees. So all this time, it is aspecting or conjuncting a planet. But because there are 30 degrees in a sign, during these degrees, it's not aspecting anything. And that's when the moon is void of course. It can't do anything. You can't like really initiate something new. This is kind of like when you get tired and sleepy and it's good to rest and just take it easy, where you like land on the couch for an afternoon and you just can't do anything. You're just so tired. Or it's like if you're just having this really rotten, horrible day and then all of a sudden, poof, it lifts. Could be that the moon went void of course and isn't aspecting that, and and activating these transits and their energies. So this card then, moon void of course, means it's not aspecting anything, but it's still something that has to be set off, is the way I look at it. Because it's just like in this window when it's not aspecting anything, that's like when something sudden happens that shouldn't happen. That's how you know, this is how I know, things are manufactured. Because nothing should happen during moon void, of course. Just stick with me here. But then something happens, and the reason, and I'm relating this to Don Julio because I would throw these TAROTSCOPES every time when something bad happened. I would get the cue, oh, there's going to be an attack somewhere because this would be showing up, and then sure enough, I'd throw the TAROTSCOPE on the event. This is always prominent. So that's how I'm using it in this context. So I just think it's really interesting that the moles have this, meaning they're planning something. There is a plan for Don Julio to be out in 2025. This is a plan to remove him suddenly. So that's it. Okay. Renee, my neighbor, was offered a NASA job like the Hidden Figures movie. She's got some cool stories. I love that movie so much. I just love everything about our government. It's really just amazing. Someone came out with a book about it, and I want to get that. So, do you guys have any more questions? I think this is a good time. We'll end it here for the evening. We covered a lot of ground, a lot of unexpected ground, but we are in good hands. I just am not worried. I hate everything that's happening, but again, we have to wait until it's uncomfortable for everyone, and then it's in the skies and everybody knows what's happening and who's to blame and who needs to be removed. Okay, wait, what's going on? Julian, I can go watch Landeskog. Is he playing? I know he got to play with the farm team. Is he actually playing tonight? Wow. Okay, so that's it. What happened? We'll talk to you later. Okay? Bye. He hit Rantanen. Oh my. Okay. Bye, you guys.